everybody, to another session of New Horizons. I think we're on 20 now.
We sure are.
The big 2-0.
Wow, we survived 20 sessions.
And wherein we presumably leave Anagris and head out to deliver groceries to a couple of our friends.
Oh my word. How can we make this sound as boring as possible?
Kidding, but got a bit of travel planned. First with our recap. Avery typed up a good bit of it. We fleshed it out a little bit. Guys had a week of downtime, all got up to various shenanigans. And also got loaded up with supplies that Anagris has donated for the Uralan resistance, and some supplies that the Church of the Sky has donated into Brother Nick's stewardship for the Jakari.
I like how Brother Nick could have called up his space sugar daddies at any point and just now did. But, not bitter. Not bitter, it's fine.
Well,
I'm joking. I'm sorry. I'm joking. Yeah, that is a joke, in case anybody wasn't.
I mean, yes. I knew you were joking.
Okay, in case it wasn't clear with the term space sugar daddies, that was a joke.
One I'm sure Brother Nick would take particular umbrage with.
Oh my word, that would be great in character. Now scheming.
Mm-hmm. So we'll open. You all are on the ship. You've had some time to rest and digest the latest developments that you had all had in your various endeavors. You've received a message from the Harvario delegation, signed by the Representative Knut himself, addressed to Captain Saoirse of the Prudence.
Oh.
And the message is short and to the point, and it reads, Captain Saoirse, I am formally requesting some papers of identification for your crew member known by the name Nero. She is a person of interest in a Harvarian matter of potential national security.
Man, if I'd have seen that coming,
timing.
could have prepped some fake ID, I'm sure.
Holloway's laugh was perfectly timed, even though I'm surely unrelated.
That was good timing.
And just signs off with looking forward to your response as soon as possible. Knut.
Saoirse's liking of him has just continually sunk as she's reading this. Which was really how she's been feeling since she met the man, so it's okay. So, can you copy and paste the letter into one of our channels, or can you read it again up quickly?
How long would it take for me to forge ID?
Let's see. I believe you have some very
Yes,
specific skills in that area.
I do actually.
All right, come
I have
on, daddy
Wanderer level
issues.
2.
Yeah, let's see. Those I don't
That's
suppose those
1d6 hours of work. Stand up to ordinary scrutiny. Require an opposed int administer versus whiz notice.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
To check if examined by an official while the PC is actively wanted by the state for some crime.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Okay.
actually exactly what we need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is exactly what you need. So if this is what Cade would like to do about that.
I mean, he's basically persistently manning the comms these days, so I'm sure he saw something come in and it would have been like, "What's up, boss?" at the door.
Yeah.
Is anybody even telling Nero about this?
Saoirse's
We could tell her after. Like, pat her on the shoulder and say, "Nero, you're now from thus and such a place. Don't argue. Don't say anything else."
has anybody ever seen the show New Girl?
have not.
Maybe a clip.
Right, I'm just thinking of when she turns to Nick and she's like, "Nick, you're gay." "What? You're gay. Be gay." And someone walks in and she's like, "Oh, hey, this is my friend Nick." And for whatever reason, she has told this person he's gay. He's just like, finds out right before they walk in. Like, what? Just like,
Yeah, essentially that, except, nationality.
yeah, it's fine. No big deal.
I guess it's a good thing that my administer skill is +2.
All right. Well, Saoirse would want to talk to Nero about it, because she knows a little bit about her background. We had some lovely experiences of hearkening back to that when we were on Urala this last time. So, and by lovely, that was sarcasm. So she would this would be just the push she needs to discuss this with Nero, honestly. But she would definitely ask Cade to go ahead and get on. She would let him know the situation, and I'm assuming he would probably offer his skills at that point. Oh, sorry.
Oh, and come to think of it, since he's Tabukan, he's probably going to forge some for himself as well. Just in case. It just occurred to me.
Just don't keep them all in the same wallet, okay?
Exactly.
Rookie move.
Alright, you want me to roll administer there, Ben?
Oh, my
Yes.
stars. Ethan the GIFs.
Well, first I'm going to need the D6.
Okay. Oh, man. The one time you don't want to roll high.
Yeah. Okay, I went ahead and put the message in session chat.
Okay, now do you want me to roll the administer check?
Yes, you may
Oh.
do that. I'm assuming this is assuming that you guys are going to hand these papers over at the once Cade's got them done.
I mean, could take a picture, just be like, "Our scanner's on the fritz, LOL." Here's a really grainy photo.
Yeah.
Send it on.
Right.
I mean, or we could attempt to argue while preparing it and be like, "Fine, here's the paperwork. Look."
Yeah, so I was actually going to say, if it's going to be 5 hours, a couple hours in, you'll get another message, basically wanting to confirm that you're planning to comply with that request.
All right. Saoirse would reply with the following. Representative Newt, a pleasure to hear from you as always. Period. We received your formal request for papers of identification for our crew member. Period. not exactly sure what papers of identification will be sufficient. Can you please elaborate on what is needed and on any way we can be of help for your potential national security? She will put in quotes.
In quotes. Okay.
And then she'll say,
Nice.
thank you. Thanks for reaching out, Captain Saoirse.
Give me a talk check.
A talk check, it's written. All right, now here we go. 1 second.
Would you rather it be an admin check?
No. I mean, it would be the same for me. Both admin and talk are -1. Okay, what attribute do you want?
Charisma.
Darn it. I was going to argue intelligence.
All right.
So maybe
Why
she's
is that?
not using much with being snarky. Because she's trying to word it carefully enough to stall for time.
Okay. I'll grant it. You can use intelligence.
I'll allow it.
Mhm.
Thanks.
I'll allow
Thank you, Senor Chang.
Hey, look what that
Alright.
intelligence bump got you.
it.
It was the quotation marks.
Yup.
Potential national security. Oh man. As she presses send, by the way, she's mentally
Mhm.
kicking herself, going, I really gotta have Brother Nick do this next time.
Cue dice roll.
Yeah.
So, do Saoirse and Nero sit down and talk about what Newt might be referring to?
Oh, so Saoirse, where would she find Nero right now? What time is it on the ship?
We're just getting ready to take off, aren't we? To actually go do something.
Probably.
Okay. Well, not like actually go do something, but to Nero's thinking, yes, we're finally gonna go do something.
Mm-hmm. She's like, hey, business on the station's done.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I think Nero is busying herself with kind of some assumed duties, with making sure that things are strapped in that should be strapped in. You know, like the extra back suits,
Yeah.
cargo. She's doing a security and like actual personal security for persons and threats, and also ship security sweep.
Okay. So where on the ship would she be right now?
Let me do a random ping, and here. Apparently she is climbing on the outside.
Oh my stars. I thought we were in space already, so that was terrifying.
No.
Anyway.
Let's just go ahead and put her here.
Okay.
She's trying to wrestle these things. There's a strap that just isn't reaching, and she's trying to make it reach.
Where's Java right now? By the way, before I go over there, is Java in his quarters?
Yeah.
Did he overhear any of this since it's outside his door?
That's a good question. Do you think you would have? I mean, what's your volume level look like?
Between stage whisper and loud?
Between stage whisper and a highly offended Irish woman, so you decide.
Yeah.
I mean, if Java did hear, like I said, he has no papers.
And what's to say he's not this Nero that they think is on the ship? right? Like,
Well, they have been saying she and her.
I mean,
So I can metamorph you.
he's got no papers, and we don't need to. I don't know. If they said she, then yeah, it would require a metamorph. But he's down.
Canute saw Narrow.
Yeah, I don't think it's like hiding the person. It's
Yeah.
It's
about
just
the
a-
paperwork.
All right. Well, Saoirse will knock on his door nonetheless and ask for rice cakes.
So, okay, is this actually happening?
Yes, this is actually happening.
Okay. So you do like rice cakes. They're pretty sick, right? I got one
Listen.
right here. Here you go. Puts me to a nice even number. I've been waiting for this moment.
Listen, I don't have time for your minus click. I just need him to bribe Narrow.
Oh, well then. Wait. I have 9. And
Just
if I give you 1.
can you do this any faster than Donkey's ears, please?
Oh, okay, 1. Here you go.
Thank you. She'll grab it and walk away. She is also going to feel her pocket for her emergency Twinkie stash and go find Arrow.
Yeah, Narrow
Right.
is struggling with a strap.
Want any help with that?
She lets it go and steps back. Doesn't reach.
Would it reach with a lot of hard work, basically, looking at it, or?
I think she's having a problem because the container shifted just a little bit when it wasn't strapped, and it's too
Gotcha.
heavy for her to push as a person, but probably not
Gotcha.
with telekinesis.
I was gonna say Saoirse's gonna say, if you want some help with it, I can maybe shift it a little for you.
Okay. She gets
Right.
herself back in position with a strap, ready to plug it in.
All right, Saoirse just shoves it really hard over backwards or whichever direction it needed to go.
And in coordination, Narrow tightens and secures and steps back, looking proudly at their handiwork.
Great. Fair play. We need to talk.
Okay. Is it about being pregnant? I'm not.
No. Let's get in the room, please.
Ethan, you don't need to mute that. It's
This
lovely.
is not the time to hear about you having the crate. Can you just get in the room?
Okay. She goes on into the room. I think I broke Saoirse for a second.
Saoirse.exe has stopped working. She's just trying to calm her. Yeah, instead of a comma, that should be an ellipsis. There should be at least 3 dots there because there was a pregnant pause.
Oh.
All right. Saoirse's gonna come into the room, sit down. She'll pull out a chair for Narrow.
Narrow sits.
She'll slide the rice cake across the table.
Narrow looks at it with some suspicion before picking it up.
Listen, got a bit of a interesting message from Representative Canute.
What?
They want your identification because of a Havarian matter of some national security or something or other. Potential national security.
Nara looks down at the rice cake. Oh. I was a teenager. And they were on Phyllis. They don't have laws there.
Right. What exactly did you do, Nero? If she seems like really reluctant to talk, by the way.
No, she's not.
Okay.
I just need to get a
Okay.
quick clear. Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. Yes. Yeah. Nero has alluded to some of these things in the past, and she's talked in like microscopic detail about some of the things that she did while she was involved in an operation. But here, when she's being asked what she did in the context of some national security, she tells Saoirse that she was part of a rebel group that very nearly blew up a mech. Those things are sturdier than they realized, so there probably wasn't any actual damage to the mech, but you know, there was a goodly explosion. That they did hit lightly defended because you know most of the population was settling down. Ammo ammo depots and stockpiles. And that favorite outfit that she wears, the armor, is cosplay armor stolen from a somebody cosplaying as a mech pilot, and looks very very almost exactly like it was a very good cosplay outfit.
The longer Nero's talking, it's like the closer Saoirse's hand is creeping like up from like her arms being crossed to like her neck to like her face to like finally like she's just like kind of like almost itching at the bridge of her nose, like she's trying very hard not to look put out, but she is like okay.
Nero can't give a good accounting of how many deaths she may have been her and her group were involved in, but there were some Bavarian deaths, that is.
Right.
But I was a teenager and they were there illegally.
Well, you're lucky enough that we have Cade on board, and he's working up some fake identification for you, so you don't have to worry about it. I appreciate you telling me.
Yeah, the gravity is starting to sink in with Nero. He can't take me, can he?
Oh no.
But
I think if anything, he's just acting a maggot, waiting to see if you're dumb enough to hand you over.
what if he demands it?
I'd like to see on what basis he thinks he can demand it. And if he wants to act like a toddler, that's on him.
Nero's got a distant stare, peering down at the table in front of Saoirse.
If it comes down to it, I can always help you hide who you are when we're around the Havarians. But I'm not planning on handing you over.
But what about the Uralans?
Do you really think they're going to side with the Havarians?
No, I mean, we need to help them. You need to
Aye.
help them.
Well, that's fair. I'm not planning to eat the head off of him. I'm just planning to let him know that you're not the girl he's looking for.
Okay.
She'll kind of lean back in her chair, and then she'll go ahead and pull out the Twinkie in her pocket and just slide it over across the table.
Nero's eyes light up. Sorry, rice cakes. This is a Twinkie.
So, thanks a million. Appreciate you being honest with me.
She nods, Twinkie in mouth.
Oh, I'm looking forward to taking a break from all this trash. Feel like we've been up to 90 for a week now. Too
What's
much
90
going
mean?
on. Going fast, being busy. Got a lot on your plate, maybe?
Okay. Saoirse, if it comes to me or a ship, I want you to do what's right for the Uralans.
Aye. Well, that would be giving the ship to Martin Older and getting a new one. She'll just stand up and pat Nero on the shoulder.
Yeah, that confused the heck
Giving
out
you
of
over
her.
to a Havarian. She'll look at her and just kind of smile, and she'll say, I don't think there's any outcome of this where you being handed over to the Havarians helps anyone, Nero. So don't think about it.
Okay.
Right, she'll leave Nero with her Twinkie. Well, she's gonna head back to the bridge. Check on, head back to wherever Cade is. Find Cade and say, hey, how are those papers?
Okay, he's probably at the workstation up towards the cockpit.
I'm dying at Brother Nick reading Caring for Your Adopted Child, an Essential Guide. Anyway, sorry.
I've been trying to figure out where I should forge her ID from, but I've been looking back at the notes here so we can see the sector. Because like we'd want to pick something out of the way that they've heard of, but don't really have contact with.
Why not pick Urala or something similar? I guess because it's too easy to link her with us before we entered.
Potentially, but also potentially easier for them to actually verify. Because then if the Uralans don't know anything about it, they could just be like,
Yeah.
so how long has
that's
Nero
fair.
been a citizen of yours?
Yeah. I actually have not chosen the planet that Saoirse's from. I've just kind of copped out and been like, yeah, she's from some planet. But if Ben has a planet in mind, we could just use that. Because it was supposed to be pretty far enough away that it wasn't part of any of the ones that were being used.
Yeah, so I guess for for out of character reasons, I would rather avoid adding additional connections to places that uh
Yeah, haven't been fleshed out.
well, and I guess I also haven't, yeah, partly that haven't been fleshed out, but also I guess there's room. Things can be moved. Um, let me think about
I
that
was
for a moment.
looking at the map here, and Glitavos and Arietso are close, but the issue is at least one of those is a Tabukan system, I think.
Those are both Tabukan systems.
They are both. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean,
Um,
Cade would be familiar enough with any of those, and frankly, he would be familiar enough with any of the places that you guys have been so far, and besides also those two systems you haven't been on screen, that he could forge IDs for any of those.
you mean one of the Tabukan systems primarily?
Yes, but I was including Anagris and Urala.
Well, Anagris is risky, Urala, because as a member of the CIS, they may just have a easy way to clear the system. How recently were places like Glitavos and Arietso added to the Jabukan Empire? Was either of those recent?
Um, at least close on 2 decades is the most recent one.
Well, I'm pretty sure Nero's older than 20, right?
Uh,
Yeah.
I think
Oh, wait. No.
she's. Did we ever talk about that, Ben?
We did some. I don't remember what we uh finalized.
Okay. Well, how about this, guys? What if we made it so that she is looking like the descendant of a partisan from, I think, is it Glitavos that was the most recent?
It was the older one. It was
Okay.
peacefully
Well, what I was just thinking of is like, what if somebody fled before the acquisition, but took their like 2 or 3 year old daughter with them, and so she's got very old, outdated paperwork from the system. That was just a thought. It's a relatively hard to verify cover story, but also plausible.
okay. Yeah, and we don't necessarily need to get too into the nitty-gritty, at least for my purposes. You guys can get as creative or detailed as you want with it.
Okay.
Is saying she's from Phylus too out of the norm? I don't know how many narrow harmonies or other narrows there would be. I mean, she already has enough native knowledge if they started grilling her.
And she did also reveal she played her hand.
And yeah, looking like a native, and yeah, but already suspecting she's from Phylus.
I had a.
She just
Okay.
needs to be not the terrorist Nero that they're looking for.
Well, could I do that, Ben? Could I just like alter her information? The hard part I'm thinking of is Cade wouldn't have any of the information to make it actually plausible.
I mean, I think the 5 hour time frame, you guys have access loosely one way or another to some Harvarian information. So I'm happy hand waving that as being part of why it takes you 5 hours to piece this together.
Okay.
So you'd have to go and do some digging. I will say that it's definitely possible you could you could produce some, some quote unquote fake identification for her in the style of what the Harvarians would have given the people of Phyllis when they took them over. You just want to. You're basically talking about making her like Narrow Smith instead of Narrow Harmony.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. And
Making her
fabricate
basically a nobody.
I was actually
fabricate some other information for some random farm worker from some other area than where she's actually from.
Yeah.
What about if she was orphaned at some point, and that's what Cade puts in there, family unknown, orphaned, whatever. Am I going too specific there? That may be going too specific. Never mind. Delete.
I mean, I like the general idea. Either way. But yeah, we could do that. We could, just as long as it's something where they would have to like take a lot of effort and they'd have to do it out of system. AKA catch me if you can. By the time you realize it's fake, I'm gone. Essentially.
All right.
If that's good enough, you want me to roll?
I was gonna say, so we got a little bit afield from the response that the Harvarians sent. It would have come in between the time that Saoirse went to go talk to Narrow and now. The second message that I posted in session chat would have come back, and whether you guys want to respond to that or not, it's up to you. But yeah, Cade's definitely still got his about half of his time ahead of him, but unless you guys want to do something else, make some sort of response, we could go ahead and skip ahead to the finished paperwork.
Saoirse would have knocked on Brother Nick's room and told him that she needed his eloquence.
Oh, okay. So she's catching him up to
Yeah.
speed and have him pen a response letter.
I don't know if that would be sacrilegious for Brother Nick to lie about that.
Good question.
But it would open the door for no, you don't have any power over my flock. What do you think, Ethan?
I could buy it. He'd probably try to actually induct her.
I missed half of that. You could buy it in what?
I think, yeah, Brother Nick would buy the idea, but he would try to actually induct her into the church.
Make it official. I will say, Brother Nick would know that the Church of the Sky doesn't necessarily have diplomatic immunity on the various worlds that allow them to uh, have holdings of some sort or another, have their congregations.
Ah, so it doesn't really add much.
Other than flavor. I will say this is a very good note for us to flesh out more clearly where exactly Brother Nick and Saoirse are from.
True.
Yeah, that definitely needs to get fleshed out before our next session.
Mm-hmm. Because what I was trying to figure out how to say is, if you guys recall, basically I yoinked a few prominent and relevant systems from an existing sector and kind of grafted them into one that I had already built out a decent bit myself. And so I took a couple things out to make room for them. I don't think it would necessarily wouldn't necessarily break anything to stick another one in there that's just never been connected to any of the other ones that happen to be right next door all this time. That probably wouldn't be a big deal until much later and might never be. So anyway, we can sort that out another time, and maybe for simplicity's sake, I might want to have them be from the same place. But we'll come back to that another time. So just mentioning that. Hopefully you guys can help me remember. So
Looks
see,
like
okay.
Ethan is typing out a response.
Indeed.
While he's typing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anything. Sorry.
That's all right. So just to reiterate, this is about 2 hours into our 5-hour period that it's going to take Kidir Melodius Breckenridge to cook up some bogus papers for Nero. And Saoirse's attempt to stall for time seems not to have gone super well.
I think to take pressure off of Ethan, I think we see Nero at this point having changed into her Tabukan armor because it's not, mech pilot cosplay armor.
Yeah.
And has rearmed herself with like almost all of her weapons. Actually, that's not even close. She has rearmed herself to an unreasonable level, but not with all of her weapons. She could have added more.
There's still room in her pack and on the back of her pack.
No. She's not wearing a backpack right now. This is all
all at the ready.
all at the ready. Let me make the rainbow blade ready. There's another mono blade sword there. Ooh, I'm already at 7. What else? What can I remove? We don't need the Lazarus patch readied, or the meta tool, or the low light goggles. That gives us more room for weapons. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, 2 stun batons, 2 swords, and a thermal knife.
Nice. I'm picturing like the crossed sword sheaths on her back, and
Oh,
then a stun
absolutely.
baton on each hip.
Definitely, yeah. The cross sheaths on the back is, you know, maybe it's not the best, but it looks cool.
Hmm. And clearly it's workable because people do it in movies all the time.
Right.
With the help of postmodern technology, anything is possible, especially if it's cool.
Exactly. And she is kind of pacing around this the cargo area, especially in front of the cargo bay door. Let's go up to 500. It's good. I passed 500. I'll have to get a 600. It's hard to get straight on the 6. I'm gonna go ahead and get a 640. There we go. Yep, that's good enough.
At some point while she's doing this, Boris will wander into the cargo bay. Looks like he's headed for food or something. But sees her pacing. He'll stop and say, "You better not wear a hole in the floor there."
She stops and looks over at him. Looks down at the floor. I think it's better floor than what was on our ship.
Hmm.
Doesn't
Yeah,
have
maybe.
doesn't have holes in it.
Yeah, this thing's pretty well put together. Anyway, what's got you tied in a knot?
They found who I am.
They being.
Avaria.
His eyebrows both raise. Oh. He glances around, not seeing anybody else. So, we taking off? Why are we sitting around?
I think Saoirse is. I don't know what she's doing. She's doing something.
Well, that'll have to be good enough then. She's probably trying to stave him off. He looks very concerned, though, and the distant look in his eyes. Sounds like our paths are catching up to us faster than we can deal with them. You seen Victor around?
Has she seen Victor around?
No, she hasn't today.
She shakes her head.
Probably off schmoozing with his Anagran buddies. Oh,
Is he stayed with them?
sorry, was that in or out of character?
Yeah, that was in character.
Okay. I thought he was sleeping here, but I don't know.
Does
I
this
finally
mean you
decided
have
to
to?
debrief him.
Does this mean you have to stay with us again?
He shrugs and gives her a kind of a knowing look. Guess that's what it's got to be for now. You don't sound too broken up about it.
She shakes her head a little bit.
Yeah, well, don't get used to it. As soon as I find someplace quiet.
Not if I find it for you first.
He puts his hand up in kind of fake surrender. Fair enough. If you find a place, I'll take it. Even if I know you're only doing it so you know where to look me up later. Wouldn't mind
Friends.
to visit every now and then.
That's exactly why.
He grins, gives her a quick clasp on the shoulder, and then, says, well, stomach's rumbling. I go get something to eat. Maybe I'll pop in and check with Saoirse, see what's going on. He'll head on. Let me address the session chat here.
Oh my goodness.
So Ethan, is this okay? So this is what she would send once they've got the papers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but did you see what Avery posted to our character chat?
Their stalling message.
Yeah,
Trying to do a clean
I
up.
like it.
Hold
I
on,
could,
I just want-
I could see Java sending something stupid like that to Goodbye Time. We frequently employ these tools when a crew member has committed a grave sin.
That's great. I'm not supposed to tell you this, but she seems to have unexpectedly lost her balance and tongued herself on the head. We think
like I am supposed to tell you that the hose is used for crew members.
Right. Oh boy. That's hilarious. No, so there does actually. I guess I thought that Brother Nick was coming into. He was going to type up and send a message, kind of as a quick response to what they had sent at the 2-hour mark. Are we? Is the crew declining to respond immediately? Kind of waiting until papers are completed.
Oh, I guess I could work up a similarly snarky interim message.
Yeah, I think Danielle or Saoirse was asking for a good delaying message. So
Yes.
that Cade could finish his work.
Okay. Well, if Brother Nick would write something in a similar tone, I can go ahead and extrapolate. And we can move, assuming we can say insert, snarky stalling message from Brother Nick.
Well, Saoirse would approve the message that you wrote, but not before looking at him and very seriously asking, as much as this is what I'd like to say, do you really think this is what we need to say?
Well, that was a hypothetical, but Java will definitely send that message if you employ his services.
I was just reading the one that Brother Nick submitted for Saoirse's approval.
Oh, where's that one?
That's in session chat.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, excuse me.
So, Ethan, would Brother Nick?
I think he'd say, well, this was shorter than the message I wanted to give him, and figured a happy compromise while we also probably can't lower his opinion of us any less. I'm not sure how much proper courtesies would buy us by his estimations.
That's fair. All right, send it out.
All right, so all right, let me just. So Brother Nick is sending something similar to that draft he wrote, but minus the mention of an attachment, to in response to Representative Knut's message.
Oh, I was also thinking, can Brother Nick do some kind of, I guess, using his newfound connections to slow walk the paperwork stuff on the Havarian side? It's reaching out to delegation members who aren't Canute to get them to help in their stalling.
Talking about Harvarian like delegation members,
Yeah.
and trying to get them to do to in some way stall Knut. Let me see here.
I guess mostly just convincing him to take their sweet time, kind of thing. Telling him, maybe go for a coffee break. Wait to respond to that email or whatever for 5, 10, 100 minutes.
Got you. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we can consider this a one favor per game day kind of situation. A minor favor. All right. So you get a message. You send a message off about the same time you send a message to directly to Knut's office responding. And you send something along the lines of, "Hey, need you to do a favor for me and try to stall this whole, nonsense about digging into one of my crew members." And he, before too very long, just a handful of minutes, he gets a response that says, "Oh, Brother Nick, I'd love to help, and I'll do what I can, but I can't delay this long. Everything's in a bit of a frenzy over here. You probably got about 30 minutes before he's gonna wise up and probably get a talking to, but I think I can give you 30 minutes."
Oh, wow. You're not getting long.
And about a minute after that, that message comes through. Another, just very short one says, you should leave.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh my. Narrow.exe has stopped working.
So he basically said we don't have time to finish making the fake ID and we should leave?
That's what the message seems to say, yeah.
X.
Meanwhile, Narrow.exe has stopped working and is basically stuck in a I'm ready to meet them in combat loop right here in front of the cargo bay
Oh
door.
no.
Hmm. All right. So, what does brother do? What does brother Nick do about these responses he's gotten from his Harvarian contact?
I think I'll reach out to ask him what's happened. Guess we need to know for damage control how bad a reason it is we need to leave.
Okay. The person would just respond, your friend bears a resemblance to a a missing rebel from Phyllis. It was years ago, but certain people have long memories. Nice forgery, Ethan.
I see I'll pass that along to the group and ask them what they want to do.
Oh, your contact would tack on another message. Also, I didn't get to read your message, but it didn't go over well.
So I want to ask, out of character, what does anyone on our crew know what the most likely consequences for our relationship with CIS would be if we did just cut and run? Well, not cut and run, but say bye, see ya.
I think Cade would have the best idea of that after studying their legal system.
Oh yeah, he did.
Mhm.
Wow, that's coming useful now.
Yes,
Yes, it is.
I think so.
it is. So Cade would know that anyone guilty of crimes or in outstanding legal trouble with one of the member states cannot be granted asylum or citizenship at any of the others until the matter is resolved. Um, that would, that, for example, explains Boris's predicament at the moment. So you, however, he would also know that member states are not obligated to help each other in prosecuting their own individual laws, aren't forced to comply with law enforcement and stuff like that. As far as cutting and running, basically at the moment they're docked on an Anagran station and fall under that jurisdiction. So the Harvarians don't actually, if they start something on this station, they do anything to break Anagran law, then they're responsible for that. Now, the CIS representative delegations have some level of diplomatic immunity, but that hasn't, as far as Cade could tell, that hasn't been tested in reality yet.
Hmm.
So as far as cutting and running, there's no explicit, clear-cut ramifications other than the obvious. You'd be probably, harming your whatever goodwill you have with the Harvarian delegation. And that's about it. They don't have actual jurisdiction to prosecute their own laws or their own things here in Anagran space.
So let me unless you've got more like super helpful information to give to us, I've got a possible idea.
Okay, shoot.
What if we let them take Nero for questioning, tell her to take off all the damn weapons, and the combat field uniform that she put on. Basically don't look like you're ready for a fight. And just basically tell her not to answer any questions because he doesn't technically have the authority. We're complying, but not actually volunteering anything. And if he does try to actually arrest her, then she can either defend herself, and it's self-defense, or somebody can basically bring the CIS representative, somebody involved into it, and say, hey, this is not something he can do here. Is that something that GM that has a likelihood of keeping Nera out of Harvarian jail on this Anagran station?
I'd say that Cade knows that's risky business
Okay.
because there is some gray area as far as what would be what the Harvarian representatives would be permitted to do as long as it wasn't just in blatant egregious violation of Anagran law. And if Nero were, for example, to go
Oh
onto their
no.
ship, there'd be no there'd be nothing that Anagras or any of the others would do about it.
Okay.
Yeah, and Avery's reading my mind. Yeah, the other big question is, would the other CIS members, would they, actually do something to the Harvarian delegation if they said, "Hey, we've arrested this, rebel. She's committed, felonies on our system," or would they say, "Okay, little unorthodox time and place, but yeah, go ahead and take her. We'll release her into your custody."
Okay.
Um,
Follow up.
mhm.
Are they allowed to come onto our ship and start trouble?
No.
So, what if Nero stays on the ship and basically says, I'm not going with you? Would they be in violation of various laws here if they tried to force her at that point?
Yes, they would.
Okay. Would that be a possible solution for us, kind of avoiding the worst of this, as opposed to just getting takeoff clearance from the station and leaving? I guess I'm dependent on Cade's, or we're dependent on Cade's knowledge again. Well, what would be the least bad repercussions with the other CIS members?
So, yeah, as long as you guys are docked at the station, the Harvarians on their own don't have the authority to just storm onto your ship, force entry, and take Nero into custody. Um, if they try to show up and demand that she come out and she refuses, and they try to get the Enagrins involved, or if they get the Enagrins involved beforehand and show up with an Enagrin officer,
Mm-hmm.
and have
All right.
basically gotten the permission of the station masters to do so, then yeah, you'd not only be ditching before pointed questions could be asked, but you'd be directly evading Enagrin authorities as well.
Right, that would be worse.
I go fast. Oh no.
Yeah, I was trying to
I
think
do.
of.
I do think we need to fast forward this as much as we can.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of some way that we could do it without bringing further suspicion on ourselves and or damaging any relations we've already developed.
Oh, that ship done sailed.
I don't care about our relationship with Travario, but I mean with like Anagris, we like.
With
Lahaina
Canute.
Uda, they're okay.
With Canoodle.
Canoodle.
Yeah. Dear Representative Canoodle.
Yeah.
We kindly request that you go canoodle yourself.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. So maybe a short thing. Can Brother Nick suggest we do some reaching out to, I guess, all our friendly-ish people on the ship? I guess especially the Enagrians, to say, we need you to make up some urgent reason that we have to go now. So I guess just kind of kick the ball on it to be like, well, we're doing our best to get you these papers, but duty calls.
Maybe throw in a. You've seen how spacey Nero is. She doesn't know where she put them.
yeah.
And I guess also float back to his buddies, like or of Brother Nick floating back to his Havarian buddies of like oh, I'm sure this is a misunderstanding. She is from Phyllis, but she was never in any any illegal or up to anything illegal that we know of.
Got you.
Just a good girl.
Could we
girl
even
reading
make
the
it on her papers that she's younger than she actually is, so it would be like legible, like she would have been like 10.
There you go.
That's good.
Yeah,
Instead of
maybe a
15.
couple years.
Yeah.
They were there like we weren't fighting literal babies out there.
It's like, I'm sorry, are you saying that someone who was 10 at the time is a threat to your national security?
Although she already is like a baby X-23.
Oh my.
True. All right, so let's see. Yeah, Brother Nick could frantically start pulling strings and trying to get with anybody on the Enagrin side that could potentially the Anagrian side that could back you guys up or give you some sort of official reason that you need to leave ASAP. But yeah, if it helps, you guys are sort of trying to decide what to do. Yeah, the leaving sooner rather than later would definitely remove most of the risk of being, I guess, things spreading and getting more involved, and basically going to mom first, uh, starting a dialogue with the Anagrians would seriously help in paving the way to get this all cleared up later.
I like these ideas. Do it.
All right, so while Brother Nick is reaching out, is somebody going to send a message to the Harvarians to the tune of it was something like, yeah, hey, Nero can't seem to find her papers right now. She's looking.
Oh, and
Also,
I
we're
sassy.
getting urgent instruction, or also we're on a tight timetable, so we're going to have to hand them over when we get back.
Guys, I might have accidentally found Nero's new
Uh-oh.
disguise anytime we're around someone.
Oh no.
This is perfect.
Oh boy.
And you will know why it's perfect when you see it, but it's fine if you don't want to see it. It's okay. Okay.
No, that's fine. Just I was trying to get this sorted out relatively quickly here. Since a couple people mentioned wanting to do that. Oh no. That's slightly on the nose. Oh man. All right,
Man.
so we'll need a connect charisma check from Brother Nick.
Come on, Brother Nick. Si se puede.
There we go.
Okay. All right. Brother Nick is able to get he's able to get in touch with one of Representative Miho's staffers, who says, yeah, we can say that you were called away on short notice. I won't be able to fabricate much to make it official, but I can at least corroborate the story. All right, so Brother Nick has someone to corroborate their claim that they've been instructed to leave post haste. You all can send a message to that effect to the Harvarians, and then you are fueled up, stocked up, The only, I guess, potential loose end is Victor.
Oh, we'd floated asking him to stay and I guess be a
Yeah.
representative in our absence for I guess our ship and Tom.
Okay, you're saying you floated that out of character, or did you guys decide
Yeah,
to
I
do
guess that
that?
was out of character. I don't know if we wanted to pull the trigger on that. What did y'all think?
Yeah. I don't know how much of a diplomat Victor is.
You actually do. He is not.
Oh, that's right, I do. He's not.
Nero knows he is not.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless you need some advanced diplomacy.
Yeah, he's about as much of a he's slightly more diplomatic than Nero, I think. So we should probably see if we can get him back on board real quick. Anybody opposed?
Nope.
Or just message him, lie about everything.
Now, why doesn't
Yeah.
somebody send him a quick message? We're taking off in 5.
I'm sure he'll be really sweet if he finds them. He'll just be like, "Hey, listen, you better forget about this, or we're gonna have ourselves a happy little accident." Just real calm, like, you know.
Aggressive negotiation. That's what I was trying to think.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So yeah, somebody can shoot Victor a message. I assume conveying the urgency and the very short timetable.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that wasn't Robert responding, but that was me agreeing that we should do it like that.
Sorry, what?
Just say yeah.
I didn't hear something directly addressing me though that I noticed.
It was recommended that Cade would send a message to, or would be the one
to
that sends a
Victor.
message to Victor saying we're leaving in 5. Get on board now.
Okay. He would do that.
Okay. Victor would respond, "New phone, who dis?" Just kidding. He would say,
Either get here or be left.
he would say, "Sorry, did not know. Coming."
Okay, just send back a thumbs up.
And about about 3 minutes later, anybody close to the starboard airlock of the ship can feel a faint vibration thudding through the connected holes, and then voices through the airlock. And shortly enough, you get a little ding on the little access pad requesting entry. And the doors open to reveal a heavily breathing Victor with with his slightly bent over, hands on his thighs, looks up and walks briskly in. says, "Should give more notice next time. Haven't done much running in a while."
We didn't have time.
Sorry.
Was hoping that trek on Urala was an exception, but I see I should do some more treadmill.
We have hamster wheels.
Ah, yes, of course.
Oh, my.
And he kind of gets his bearings and goes to find his staff, make sure everything's in place. You guys ready to? Aha! We have a new message from Brother Nick to Representative Knut.
This would be given shortly before we take off.
Would you
Oh,
like to read it
dear.
for us?
And then I'm working up another letter to send off once we've disconnected and departed.
Oh boy.
Oh, my.
Is this also to Knut?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Let's see. All lost train. Yeah.
You want to read it for the stream, Ethan?
Yeah, please do.
Oh, okay.
There's too many channels that we're reading into.
Yeah. Brother Nick, voice. Let me get it. To the Honorable Chief Canute, I apologize for my captain's curtness in her previous correspondence. She's been under considerable strain these past few days, coordinating with the many parties interested in our work to combat Tabukan expansion. Kadir and I have been working with Nero to find her paperwork. She is admittedly not the most organized of our crew members. We will provide the requested paperwork as soon as we find it. I have received some troubling messages from friends on the station asking if Nero is some kind of Phylian terrorist. While she is from Phyllis and a formidable warrior, I can confirm that Nero had no illicit dealings on Phyllis. She is not a woman with any strong political thoughts or aspirations. I imagine this is just a simple clerical mistake. I trust once we give you the paperwork, we can sort all this out. Your humble servant, Brother Nicholas Wayfarer.
Fantastic.
Okay. Nice.
Please give him a modifier for that role, because that's just great.
So yeah, you guys disconnect from the station here in the Nagaran space, having made all the proper exchanges and clearance with the controller, and I suppose start making for the edge of the. Well, you're basically still at the edge of the system. I suppose you go ahead and begin making preparations for a spike drill as you put some distance between yourselves and the station. Let's see here. Let me double check what I'm doing here. Mhm.
Nero dresses down once we've actually started pulling away, and it's she'll ask Ahmed, just is anybody following us? And once it's clear that there's no immediate combat coming, she'll go ahead and get back into just secure clothing and stuff.
Mm. So, if she goes over once Ahmed has initiated the disconnect, I assume Java is up there piloting with maybe Ahmed co-piloting. you'd actually call out right about that time. Harbarian ship is disconnected from the station. Seems like it's moving towards us.
She does not disarm.
We better go quick.
Time to go vroom vroom.
Indeed. So,
So seriously, I don't even get to finish the forge paper.
No.
Man, I'm so sad. He has
Man.
the perfect skill for it too.
We may still
I
need him. You
do.
probably should. Like,
No, definitely finish it because we're gonna need that later.
yeah.
Like,
mhm.
oh my goodness, man.
Yeah, unfortunately you were not
my
able
browser.
to stall for 5 hours. All right.
My browser just crashed.
Whoopsie.
We're gonna get out of there quickly and spike drill as soon as possible.
Okay. Avery, go ahead and give me a int pilot check with a modifier of 5. Actually, let me
Oop.
double check your focus very quickly here. I think okay. No, yeah, just with a +5.
So int +5.
Yeah, sorry, not with the plus, but yeah, just put 5 in the modifier field.
Oh, okay. Good thing we had that.
Oh boy, yeah.
Is Java an expert?
No, only partial.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I didn't take that. I don't think. Check.
Yeah, because I was thinking about the free reroll might be needed.
Nope, haven't taken that one.
Hmm. All right. So, let me just see.
Well,
Yeah, just double checking this here. So, yeah, basically the ship leaving the station has accelerated pretty quickly, and
wait. My
mhm.
maybe I'm reading this wrong. Is this so? This might have just been how we wrote it down, but once per scene, you can re-roll a failed skill check. Is it under
Wait a
my
second. Are
fucker?
you? Hold on a second. Let me check here.
That's under my class
Java.
ability, but I'm partial, so maybe we just have the expert.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So
as a
it.
partial expert, you don't get the.
Yeah. Let me see. Well, the class ability should actually. Let's see. The once per scene thing should be
And I'm Starfarer level
taken
2,
out.
so I don't know if that doubles my pilot skill for all spike drill related skill checks. Not sure if that counts.
I
If
think
you
this
factor
was
that
them
in.
chasing us through regular space.
Yeah. No. So it's kind of. Well, let me see. It's kind of a gray area. Let me double check here because.
Well, hey, that close of a roll might have just given Cade enough time to finish the ID, though.
Let's see.
That would be nice.
Adding spike
Because they're
drills
only
with-
beating us by 1.
And spike drills that you personally oversee only take half the time they would otherwise require.
Yeah, so unfortunately, this is not. So just to clarify kind of some of the fiction, the spike drive it's not only responsible for doing spike drills through metadimensional space, it's also what propels the ship through real space. And the higher drive ratings at least have the potential to move you more quickly. So you're doing whenever you're trying to get away or chase somebody in real space, you get to add your spike drive rating to the skill check for the pursuit. But that doesn't make it a spike drill because you're still just flying in real space.
Fair enough.
And that's the reason for that.
Well, how
little bit
long
of
does it take
difference.
for them to catch up?
That's a great question because I believe it basically means they catch you now. Um,
Mhm.
there's not because you guys weren't, you didn't start out with some great distance between you. If they had been, some undefined distance away, then I'd say they have to at least travel within the region before they catch up to you. But being right there to start with, they've caught up. And you are being hailed by the ship. Now, you can, but basically, it's going to take you 30 minutes to have done the typical preparations for a spike drill. Um, you can rush that to add a couple to your spike drill difficulty, but in Java's case, that may not really be a big deal.
Is our emergency spike drill recharged?
No, it's
It's
not.
like forever.
I
Basically,
know. I was
Java rushes
hoping
it.
maybe.
so if you rush it, he's gonna rush it. Okay.
He's gonna rush it. He's not even gonna ask. He's gonna go.
Okay. All right. So let's see.
Does anybody even answer the hail?
Good
You're
question.
breaking up. Fuck.
When the hail comes in, Nero does leave the bridge. She's not going to be visible on screen.
I guess maybe Brother Nick will be there to give it the old college try. Oh, oops, that was the wrong channel.
Okay.
Do they have any message for us?
It was basically just it was like a call. They're like requesting, like I'm thinking of like the Star Trek thing. We're being hailed by the Vulcan ship, and
Oh yes,
they
just
answer.
hailing.
Then
Yeah.
yeah, we open up the call and actually respond. Um, they were just hailing. All right. So what happens next? Yeah. So of course it doesn't mention that here. Okay. So yeah, basically Java's rushing the thing. So let's see. You're going to Urala, if I'm remembering correctly. Is that the
Yeah.
plan?
Yes.
Okay. Let me then check here. All right. So that is going to be 7 minus 2 plus 2. So you're back at a base difficulty of 7. Trimming the course would be a plus 2. Okay. Yeah, so actually with Java's Starfare 2, or actually Starfare 1, automatically succeeded all spike drill related skill checks of difficulty 10 or less. So there's no even chance of failure, no need to roll. Would you like to trim the course? Since that would also be free.
What do you mean by
Oh, it's free. I thought you were trying to angle us into the potential for failure. You want to risk that guaranteed success?
What I mean by
trimming the
free
course
is that
like-
currently the difficulty is 7, and with your Starfarer, you automatically succeed anything 10 or less.
So trimming would only bring it up to a 9.
Yeah.
I guess so. I mean, does that just mean making it a shorter path, or like what is trimming there?
Yeah, it's basically angling for some shortcuts and trying to cut corners in the planning of the route, which makes it more difficult, but if it's already an extremely easy
Oh yeah, he
route
goes
for
so
you.
fast. He gonna do that,
All right.
bobbing and weaving.
Okay. Blah 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 blah. All right, that does get you up to a effective spike drive rating of 7. The pinned message here. Okay, so I'll have to reference that in a minute. Yeah, did anybody respond to the hail, or did you guys just ignore it?
Part of me says that Cade would be tempted to do a like sock puppet answering the call, but I think he won't.
Okay. Let's see.
Just be rude and ignore it instead of deliberately provocative.
Mm-hmm. All right. Several very tense moments pass while the hail is registering on the ship's comms interface. Everyone just staring at it while Java and Ahmed are frantically working the controls, talking softly to each other and plotting a course. And finally, Java is ready to punch it.
So what's inertia like in this situation? Does anyone have their seatbelts on?
Yeah, I believe we've established that there's a noticeable jolt, and depending on how, I guess, how experienced the pilot is, it could be more or less.
I mean, he's gonna punch it.
Okay. Yeah. So, is he shouting at the crew, or does he just go for it?
Yeah, he's probably just gonna go for it. I mean,
All right.
they heard the comms, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, he's going for it.
All right. So, I want to say, I was trying to check. Does anybody recall off the top of your head how long a round of space combat takes?
15 minutes.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. So, um, after 15 minutes, the the ship lurches. Um, anyone who's not strapped in or holding onto something, at least, being unsteady for a moment, and just like that, the Prudence is smoothly gliding through interdimensional space. And this was 15 minutes quicker than the usual preparation.
Nice.
Ahmed visibly slumps and breathes a huge sigh of relief.
Yeah. There might be, depending on how you want it depicted, Ben. There may be crash couches throughout the ship. It doesn't look like there's any depictions of them, but
Yeah, there would at least, they'd be like fold out from the walls sort of situation
Oh,
in a lot
perfect.
of
Yeah.
those main areas of the ship, especially on the bridge and in that little sort of secondary bridge that's right behind it. Yeah, a couple minutes later, the door to the little, I guess we'll just call it the comms station. It's the little area in front of the rooms. Uh, door opens and Boris walks in, rubbing his elbow. Was any guy gonna tell me that we were letting loose out of there earlier than expected? Usually like to buckle in first.
Nero just
Am I
watches some.
supposed to do that? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying it seemed like he was walking right past Nero, so she just watched him walk by.
Yeah, am I supposed to do that? I don't know how these speakers work.
Kate will look over at Java and say, "You just press this button right here labeled intercom, and then you say, 'Hold on, everybody, we're gonna drill now.'"
Ah, now you tell me. Is that how
Oh,
you
you
did the
know.
thing with the ball?
Hey, everybody, we're gonna be drilling in 5 minutes. You might want to sit down. It's nice to have more than 2 seconds to grab a bulkhead and try not to crack your skull.
I mean, the Herbarians were right on our tails, so
It did take me about 15 minutes to get ready, but I didn't know about the button. Probably should have. That's not my forte. But Kay told me how it works. I'll use it next time.
Kate will grab a sticky note and relabel the button.
Boris,
Press here when you're going to jump and tell us. And just stick it right next to it.
Boris
Java
just
rewrites the
gives
note.
Java a blank look.
Press before drill.
Yeah.
So you're a crack pilot, but not much of anything else, huh?
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Boris just shakes his head and turns around and kind of storms off, muttering to himself something under his breath about proper vetting.
I mean, to be
Fair, right? Like, wouldn't Boris be one of the only people that really has any idea what Java has gone through?
On the ship, yes. In fact, uh, Java knows that Boris was given a decent bit of responsibility in doing the vetting of Java himself. So yeah, and Java knows also that Boris was somewhat stumped, and while he did tell Java himself, to some extent what must have happened to him. Um, Sometimes seeing is believing. It seemed to have fully clicked, maybe the extent of it. But anywho, that leaves you guys with a whopping, I believe, 20 hours in. Oh, wait, no, 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 no. No, no, no. 10 hours.
I was gonna say it's Spike 7. Should be pretty short.
Drive 7 is
It's,
20 hours and change.
oh, and he trimmed the
And
course too.
Starfarer 2 cuts that in half. So it's 10 hours and change. Yeah, so
Wow.
his Starfarer 2 and trimming the course combined to get you from drive 5 to effective drive 7. But then his thing also cuts that time in half. So yeah, you end at 10 hours. So congratulations. Guys are gonna be there quite quickly. Let me just quickly here.
So can Cade finish those fake IDs then?
Yes, he definitely has time to finish the bogus papers for Nero.
Oh, I was mentioning that he was gonna throw in some for himself too, just in case he needed them.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, in what context? So, I guess what I would. Hmm. Forge something that will show she's, a Fylian citizen under Harvarian rule and whatnot, but not really, not really much more than that. Did he have anything in mind for his forged papers? Does he also
Yeah,
want
he
to be a Fylian?
probably would make himself something of like a traveling merchant or something from Litavos. Something plausible but like unimportant.
Okay, got you. The presumably a bogus name.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you could fold that in there.
Okay. You want me to roll then?
Yeah, go ahead and roll another. Give me another d6.
Oh, the way I tried to escape out of that roll, but
Oh,
it
okay.
rolled it anyway.
There's two.
So the way that the um perk is phrased is that basically you can do it for the entire crew with 1d6 hours of work.
Okay, yeah. So I guess,
So did you just want to roll it together, or?
yeah, I mean, yeah, you could do it together. And it's not really urgent, so it's not a big deal. I guess so. You actually didn't. So the administer role would be if you get to a point where you're being
Oh, yeah, I guess.
investigated while you're also wanted. It would stand up to casual scrutiny, but the check only comes into play if you've actually if you're actually wanted for some crime.
Okay, that I did forget about. Got a little distracted because of all the stuff that happened since I first read that.
That's all right. Let's see. So you
Okay,
guys
yeah, that's
want
fine
to
then.
go ahead and arrive in Urala?
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Hearing no objections,
Fine with that.
go
I do
Go
want to draw
ahead.
Ethan's attention to roll 20,
Okay.
and we'll carry that on in text.
Fair enough. Let's see here.
Oh, I'm just seeing something from Java.
Yeah, scroll up a little bit.
Yeah, scroll up a little bit. Sorry, my focus. 8, 11.
Oh, there we go.
Let me see. Is this right? Yeah, this is right.
Oh, I think Brother Nick was on the bridge. So no. Or was she wanting to
Oh.
have some away conversation?
Well, this can be a little bit later than after he's after everyone's like basically stopped doing the immediate thing and have kind of gone about their own business. Narrowed wait.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't stop seeing that thing, Robert.
What, the plane bouncing up and down?
Yes, it's disturbing.
Sorry.
It even has the little chicken leg wobbles.
It does. It's too disturbing.
Alrighty. So, you guys are in your own space. Let me go ahead and get that usual. I don't suppose anybody has
Written all that
like
down.
has written down the number that you guys usually add for your.
I think it was +7. I'm pulling up the character sheet again.
Oh.
For your
It
hiding.
was emission dampeners +2.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was based on the size, correct?
Yeah, you've got the emission dampers. You've also got
Also,
like
what was it?
modded +2
Yeah, low emissions.
emissions. The emission dampers,
And
if
Q-ship
you use
cladding.
those slow you down on your intra-system travel, but that's probably not a huge deal, especially since you guys are already so crazy fast.
Yeah. I remember it being something crazy like +7. I'm still looking.
Yeah, let's see. So you are, if you're the target, you're a +2 for a frigate.
Okay, so +2 for frigate, +2 for emission dampeners. I think it was maybe another +2 based on the mod.
Yeah, another 2 from the mod, so that should
So
put
then
you at
6.
6.
Yeah, that's not bad for digging back months in memory.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a basic program check, is it not? Or
Yeah, program int, I believe.
okay. 2d6 int.
It always looked super impressive, and then I realized there were a lot of additions to that.
Yeah, I only rolled a 7 on that, guys. It was plus 11 with everything together.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. You did only roll a 7. Okay.
Yeah,
Let me.
I mean, I can roll it again if I need to, but
No, you're fine.
I don't honestly expect them to catch us this time.
Don't jinx us like that. This is how the hundreds of space ninjas end up attacking us.
Let me see here.
Java's gonna get that combat experience yet.
Hold very low.
Wait a minute, Tabukin Station? That's not good.
Yeah,
Have they built a station in orbit, Ben?
no, there's no new station.
Okay. They're just in full control of it then.
And let's see. I need another check from you.
Hmm.
Oh.
Ooh, look at you.
Yep, rolled a
Smooth.
10. It's a
That was
21.
That was a close one. It was one off from the best they could have rolled.
Yep. I could have gone up another 2.
Oh yeah, true. All right, so the Prudence slips quietly and slowly for the Prudence through the system into orbit around Urala and through the web of satellites, ships, and sensors onto the planet itself and down into the previously visited valley. Presumably, you guys are going to the place you landed the ship before to meet with the resistance, right? Or did you have another place in mind?
I was slightly under the impression that they kind of hacked up, but I think I'm remembering that I was under that misimpression before, and you said no, that there are still people staying there, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Not
Right.
everybody
That's
left.
when we were trying to ask if we could scavenge it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sounds like a good place to start to me.
Alrighty. So, Java pilots the ship down to the familiar coordinates of the hidden outpost where the ship was previously parked. And you guys can use the same communications code and whatnot to indicate who you are to the right listeners on a narrow transmission and get a response from the tower. Oh goodness, just reading Brother Nick's lesson here. And anyway, the response you get from the control tower is in the affirmative, that you're cleared to land.
Bringing her in.
And so I guess you guys mentioned the supplies you're bringing.
Yes.
Okay.
I would hope so.
Alrighty. So yeah, they'll send some people to come and pick those up. What else would you guys like to do or say?
Oh, are we meeting him on the planet for the drop-off, or how is this going down?
Yeah, we've landed back where that pre-tech base was located. And I think this is the part where weren't we planning on offering them kind of our services, see if there's anything that we can actively do, or was I misreading our plans?
I think that was our plan, unless something had changed in the interim.
I'm gonna pull up the Urallan Liberation Plan.
I don't know if I've got that all updated.
Oh.
So I gotta...
Yeah, that was part of the plan.
Okay.
You also have plans to go to Outis Gorkupiets and deliver supplies to the Chikari, but I don't recall the specific order you guys had decided on.
Yeah, I think we were thinking do this on the way, since we're already going to be at Urala.
Okay, makes sense. So this really was just a drop off. We weren't planning on staying long.
It sounded like Ethan was saying that he thought you guys were going to stick around and try to.
Yeah, I think
do
we've
something to help.
modified to stick around long enough to, or I guess if they do suggest where it's like, hey, yeah, we could use y'all blowing up something, or go beat up camp of Tabukans.
Okay.
It's just kind of since we're already here, might as well pop in and see if we can be useful.
Yeah.
Although I guess if we are really keen on running against that crazy space station thing, we could skip out to there.
Well,
Kind of am, but not tonight.
I think it's at least a good gesture for us to extend that offer of, hey, is there anything that we can do for you before we continue on, and we'll check back in later. Sound good, Ethan?
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, see what they're needing. We can adjust accordingly.
And if we want to put some comedy in it, it can be Nero asking, what can we do to help while they're picking up cargo? Just eager as all to do something right now.
Mhm.
She was just cooped up for 10 hours, and that's
I
not
did the
bad
math.
for her. But at least 3 of them were her trying real hard to do math.
Yeah, she got stuck around for more like 18 hours. But by the time you take into consider, or well,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
more. By the time you take in the double, whatever, doubly slow
Yep.
travel time with the thing, yeah, it was actually quite a while. It takes you guys longer to move within a system than it does between systems. Um, so let's see.
Yeah, so, somebody, it's just some random guy is picking up some of the cargo that was left, and there's Nero. What can we do to help?
Um, yeah, the guy looked a little taken aback. Uh, does well. Uh, I can ask the captain. I'm sure we could come up with something for you. We're getting real hammered. These supplies, though, this is gonna help a lot. Where did you say these are coming from?
I'll ask my captain.
Oh,
She pings Saoirse, sends a quick text message. I'm on cargo bay. Come help.
Saoirse will see the message. She is laying in her bed, trying not to have to deal with any more captain duties today. But she will get up and shuffle into the cargo bay. What do you want?
He asks where these things came from.
She'll look over at the person in question. I'll be quite honest, I don't know. I just woke up.
the guy um, loading loading another crate up onto the little cart. Looks back at her and shrugs. Well, it doesn't really matter. We're just happy to have some more. We've been stretched pretty thin, and well, it just hasn't been going very well. The Tabukans have been getting more aggressive. I think they're getting tired of how drawn out it's been. He finishes loading up his cart and heads off with it.
Nero looks over at Saoirse. Are we helping them?
I don't see why not, but I'd rather not make it obvious how easy it is for me.
I meant more actively. Like,
Ah,
do we have time to help them fight?
I should hope so. I'll
Nero,
talk with Brother Nick and Cade and see what the timeline's looking like.
okay. Nero is eagerly walking back out of the cargo bay towards towards what she considers the meeting room. It's where the food is. She climbs up on the cabinet, on the counter.
What's she doing up on this counter?
Oh, she's reaching back to hidden stash.
Good memory.
Oh dear. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not feeling well.
Aw,
So
sorry to hear that.
yeah, I was hoping that we'd be able to get involved in some of the guerrilla warfare on Urala.
Right. To be fair, we probably shouldn't demand that of Ben the same session that we told him we want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool. You guys only have 15 minutes left in this session.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You already have some, of course, now fairly outdated intel, but on a base in one of those cities, and you could ask after the progress there specifically, if you'd like.
Why
Sure.
not?
Yeah.
Let's get an update.
Are we going to 11:30 tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's generally the plan,
Okay.
unless you guys clamor for a little more, but usually we go with that as the rough cutoff. Let's see. I've already managed to scroll past it. Wait, did I move that? I probably did, didn't I? There it is. I should have put that in bold. Okay, that's what I thought. So you can ask after the fighting in Arsino and how that has gone.
If nobody
And
else jumps into that narrow, certainly we'll bring it up.
let's see. Yeah, and so
I'm gonna go ahead and run to the restroom, but I
Okay.
totally leave y'all to ask about all the questions. I'll be back.
yeah, I was gonna say, in the interest of ending relatively close to our given time and giving time for our usual ending procedures, we'll make this pretty brief.
Do I have time to go to the bathroom?
Before I, well, no, probably not. Well,
Just give them like 3 minutes of asking questions. I will be back.
oh,
be
yeah,
really-
yeah. That's yeah.
Okay.
I thought you meant
Bye.
okay. I thought you meant like wait on her to do questions. Okay. Anyway, I misunderstood.
Narrow, certainly we'll bring it up.
Yeah. So, would you guys have any specific questions, or you just want me to give you broad strokes to start with?
Let's start with broad strokes, I'd say.
Okay. So, you end up a officer comes to meet with you, apparently a captain of some sort, and she sits down to try to bring you up to speed with what's going on, and she she'd been told by one of the workers that you've been asking about what you could do to help. So she's very interested in that. Uh, and so she gives you the broad outline of Arsenault. So it's basically
Back.
oh, welcome back. Not too many days after you left, she's thinking about 4 or 5 days after you left, the despite the reinforcements that they sent to Arsinoe, basically the Tabukans got more persistent and coordinated, systematically, going building to building and pushed them out of the city. Some remnant of the crew there, or the contingent there, was able to escape into the wilderness, but they have not met up. They've not been able to meet up with those fighters yet. So they're presumably in the wilderness somewhere outside Arsinoe. She seems like she hasn't given you all of the information, but she's being slightly guarded, but she's gauging your reaction to all that.
Well, I don't want to
Nera's
have.
been pretty ready to see combat.
Yeah, I'm hesitating because I don't know if I want to just have Nero keep jumping in, and kind of getting in the way of the more intelligent people. But if there is any hesitation, or if it seems like somebody's waiting for someone to speak up, then Nero will ask, "Can we help find them?"
Yes, side quest.
The captain looks very pleased at that question. Says, "Yes, actually, that would be incredibly helpful.
Woohoo!
We don't have the manpower to put out a search party, and without going into detail, they haven't arrived at the expected rendezvous point."
Tell us where. We'll start there and we'll track them down.
She thinks for a moment. Said, "I could tell you where, or I could send you, though you'd have to go on foot. Were you thinking you would use your ship to help find them?"
Sersha's gonna side eye Nero. As tempting as it is to let you get all your energy, I think it need to be foot long legs and whatnot.
Sorry, I think I lost a little bit of that. I heard, as tempting as it is to let you.
To let you run off your energy, she thinks that they should use the resources available, aka the ship.
Now, I will remind you, out of character, Arsinoe is high enough elevation that there's not nearly as much of the natural cover and signal interference to help hide you.
Mm.
So,
So a ship would go noticed pretty quickly.
yeah, depending on how close you end up needing to go to the city, yeah, you could definitely put yourself within detection range of the city itself, but also recall there are orbital forces at work. Forces in play, I should say.
Bullet forces. Curse you.
So it does sound like this would be partially a ground action, not necessarily hoofing our way there, but we would take some kind of land vehicles to that rendezvous point. Is that what the captain was offering?
If you ask? Do you want to ask for clarification?
Nero does, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Nero needs it. I don't.
She would say, I think we could perhaps spare a vehicle. She pulls out her compad and looks like she's checking something briefly. Yes. We could send you in something that would help you search, though I don't think we have enough spare transportation to. Well, that's irrelevant. They'll be on. They'll have to return on foot, but if you could find them, that would be amazing. Yes, we could do that. And we can take you immediately to the rendezvous point. She seems to hesitate for a moment and then just, well, you already know about the teleportation pads. There's one of those at the rendezvous point.
That's even faster.
And she says, yes, just let me call one of my teleporters. It might be a few minutes.
Any of the people that went missing, were any of them psionics?
She looks over at Saoirse. I know of at least 2 that were on that in that contingent. The commander in Arsenault was a psychic, and I can't recall the other. There was another that went to reinforce them.
Oh no,
In-
is that dude?
We haven't received clear report of who was lost in the city and who made it out yet.
It's Monty Python guy.
I was
You're
just
talking
gonna.
about Tower, dude.
I was just gonna ask if it was Saoirse's telepathic not boyfriend.
Oh no, Chris. Maurice.
Yeah, she's pretty sure that. Yeah, so
do
to
you know
clarify,
what
what she's
type of
saying is.
psychic?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
She's going to try to ask to clarify, like if she knows what type of psychics they were. Telepathic, telekinetic, teleporter.
Yeah, she says, I believe the commander was a telepath. We sent them someone skilled in biosonics. They may have had some minor ability elsewhere, but I don't recall.
Are you trying to do some metasonic bloodhounding?
She's basically hoping to be able to use her metapsionic abilities to maybe trail them when we get closer. So yes, metapsionic bloodhounding essentially.
So it might
But
actually.
go ahead.
I was gonna say it might actually make sense for us to go where they were fleeing from if you're able to bloodhound them.
Yeah, I guess that would be up to Ben how he'd let me play that.
The trouble with that is that the echoes are relatively short-lived.
Yeah.
So you'd need to be pretty close.
Yeah, that was kind of my understanding of it. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and she hasn't had the chance to flex that skill much before, so it's possible that it could.
Yeah, it says that have been used in the last 15 minutes. That's my unique ability, my unique gift, I should say. level
Mhm.
1. So I guess next time I level it up, it might be longer if Ben does let me level it up.
Yeah, I actually don't know. Did you ever use your level 10 focus pick?
I did not.
You sure didn't. See, I'm actually not sure that you even used your level 7 focus pick.
Sorry, guys. I'm just here for the memes and the role playing. Here for the memes and the bad Irish accent. That's fun.
Well, it sounds like we
I'm
know what
also-
we want to do next session.
Yeah, I think we have that, and we're out of time for tonight's session. Let's see, I believe psychics just start with 1 focus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think she's only 1 short. See, because you end up collecting, 4 more over the course of going to level 10. So yeah,
Thanks, Ethan.
she's only come up 1 short. So Danielle, you and I can work on what you want to take for your last focus pick. And
Okay.
I will say as a reminder, I decided that I would not do further focus picks past level 10. Put some limitations on the later levels. No focus picks and no spending on new no spending extra XP on psychic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just to try to roughly maintain the same power level limitations.
We didn't find out about the space llamas.
The space llamas are alive and well and producing.
Yes. As long as the space llamas are okay.
They haven't dried up yet. All right, let's hop in. Let's jump in here into the faves. I believe Dex goes first this time.
You sure about that? I think I feel like I went first last time.
You did not. I went first last time. You went second.
I think your memory is faulty.
I looked at session chat, I should say, because I wanted to know if I was first or not.
There is a star by Dex's name from last time, which means
Yeah, that means I went first last time.
No, that means
No,
he's
that means you're for going first next. I'm not letting you weasel out of this.
Alright.
No.
Trade you, but I'm not letting you weasel out.
No, I've found from other games that trading those do it this time duties, it confuses the heck out of everything. All right, so I didn't expect the repercussions of Nero trying to investigate her family coming around. I think it was neat to see that well, the character history that I threw together to make a I want to fight things character in the previous GM's game, and then fleshed out when Ben took over. I think it was neat to see that come back around and actually have an impact and be roleplay. So well done, Ben.
It is cool.
Well, thank you. I'm trying.
You do a good job every once in a while. Yeah.
Yay.
Mm.
All right. Thank you, Dex. Ethan.
Yay.
Let's see. I guess getting to write snarky letters. That's always
Oh
fun.
my stars. Brother Nick's snarky letter on Serish's behalf about gave me a heart attack. Was not prepared.
That was good.
Yeah, I was definitely taken aback. I was expecting some sort of smooth diplomatic sort of something or other. But trying to fend off interest. But yeah, the that whole exchange went differently than I was expecting it to. I'll just leave it at that for now. All right. That's it for Ethan. Then Robert.
I have to go back to the message that Java didn't get to send, and the aggressive but hilarious wording of it. But I also really enjoyed getting to know more of Nero's backstory and seeing consequences from like the inception of the game. Like
The inception
long
of the
before I came
character,
along.
even.
Yeah, has like come all the way back around. That's cool to see that coming full circle. Full circle. Ah.
Oh man. It's making me go, oh yeah, I need to flesh out my origins. Oh man.
Yeah, I definitely have things brewing that I
Uh-oh.
should probably have gotten some clarification on both of you from sooner, but I think it can still be meshed with whatever you come up with. All right, Avery.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the quote. Is it about being pregnant? Because I'm not.
Oh my word.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
Oh my word.
But
If we were on video though, my eyes literally just like almost popped out of my head when you said that, Dex. I was like,
I wasn't ready for it either.
the pause after that, the dramatic effect of it was just brilliant.
oh my word, is it about being pregnant? ... Because I'm not. I was like, oh, what?
We need to clip that.
It's almost, it's really made better too by Ethan. I mean, well, brother Nick's reading of caring for your adopted child's an essential guide
Yes.
throughout the episode, like him just casually doing that. I can only imagine that he is convinced that Nero is in fact pregnant.
Oh my word.
Oh, this is him following up on.
He's trying to learn how to care for Nero, not Nero's.
Yeah, I think this was after the Martin Alder thing, where he's like, "I'm responsible for a bunch of man children."
But you can see how, I don't know. That was funny. I like those two things. That's my answer.
It's a pretty good one. Think. I think I would have to say that my favorite part was the series of stalling attempts, I guess. Although not all of them could necessarily be characterized as such.
Oh my.
But I enjoyed that because I was probably like 80% sure that you guys were going to, concoct a way to go ahead and kind of put them off for long enough to, then try to worm out of it, and it would come down to, are the papers legit or not? And it didn't even get there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was very fun. Trying to reevaluate a little bit and say, okay, I guess we're going with what I had assumed was the less likely scenario. Uh, but definitely a very fun and I guess future story rich path.
Mm.
All right, but yeah, that's it for me. Danielle.
Does that leave me?
It leaves you.
Okay. Ooh, yeah. Okay, I guess. Man, the quotes were great. The quotes, and then her also finally getting to ask Nero about her, like, for specifics. So it's kind of been bouncing around. They've talked about it. Felt like it was really nice to have a moment, even if it was a short one. So
Yeah. So I totally spaced and didn't catch the first thing you said because you said two things, right?
wow, Ben. This just, let me just post the link to the "When was the last time you heard me" clip from a couple months back.
Oh, if you want to wait, I've also got a clip for him trying to deny you a bathroom break.
Oh, come on now. There was no such
not
thing.
pregnant part.
Oh my
This
word.
I am being taken out of context.
That's the best kind.
So,
It was
yeah,
pretty clear.
the quote I'm talking about, though, I stumbled upon it when looking for the tortilla clip that doesn't exist, much to my chagrin. Anyway, it said, "When was the last time you heard me?" And I was like, "What is this one?" And I clicked it, and apparently I'd been having like audio trouble or something. So I was like, "When was the last time y'all heard me?" And Ben just goes, and all of you are just like, "Oh dear." And I said, Ben's like, "I don't know. When was the last time we went on a date before we got married?" And Ben's like, "Excuse me, guys. I need to go stop, drop, and roll real quick."
Yeah.
Oh man,
It was a sick burn.
it was pretty good, but it was just funny hearing you say that, Ben, after watching that clip so many times tonight.
Yeah.
Ethan, you chips.
Because I caught, you're talking about getting to ask Nero about her specific backstory.
Yeah, getting Nero to actually open up, even if it was a short, abbreviated, opening up, I thought was really great because I can see in the future Saoirse asking Nero more about her home planet. Tell me what it was like before, Havario got there, or, different things like that. Just more moments like that, which I'll be really excited about. So, getting to talk about Nero's origin, and then I'll just say getting to talk about Nero's origin, and then the whole crew banding together to try and keep Nero. Even Avery Java being like, "I can pretend to be Nero," and we're like, "Man, that's real sweet, but that's not going to work." So, anyway, I thought it was a good thing to play through as a crew. So, hopefully next session will be a little faster. But
have more ninjas.
No, oh my word! If we get space ninjas, though, I'm so sad. But
Well, they can't be space ninjas. We're on a planet. They'll be tree ninjas.
no.
Or drop bears.
Don't
Stop.
assume anything, Dex. You presume much.
My word. He's like, first of all, excuse you, they're tree pirates. Second of all,
Say,
oh man. Oh,
Nero is
also,
much closer to space than she realizes.
oh no. Also, Dex, congrats on having 9 viewers for quite a while.
On having what? You broke up a little bit.
9 viewers
Oh heck yeah.
for a pretty long time. So,
Yeah, everyone who's watching,
Yeah,
you're
congrats.
awesome. Thank you.
yeah. I think it is fun getting to share this with other people. I know we basically started it out of a man, we just are the most hilarious people we know. We should really stream so that we can have this recorded for posterity so we can go back and laugh at ourselves again in the future. But it is actually really fun getting to share it with other people. And I have definitely shared clips with friends because I'm like, this is way funnier if you listen to it. If I try and explain it to you, it will not be as funny.
We definitely started doing this out of pure selfish self-gratification.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's also why we continue to do it. But I mean, it is also nice.
Yeah.
That sometimes other people enjoy it too.
All your edits in there, Ben? I'm ready to post.
I think so. I tried to
Are you talking about
condense.
the session recap?
Yeah,
Or
The faves.
tried to condense that that explanation into as short a couple of points as I could.
I think you did it.
I think it's good to go. Let's see.
Ethan, you have a gift for snarky letters, by the way. Also, I need to find Java's unsent message because I never knew what his message was. He was like, I can send it.
Oh yeah, it was an out of character chat.
Okay.
You can just search Knut and you'll. Oh yeah, that works too.
Yeah, here it is. 950.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to ping you there, Avery.
I love the Lego Movie reference. I think I got it, but just in case, tell me the whole thing again. I wasn't listening.
Oh my word!
Oh,
you mean?
classic.
Hold on, let me see.
Ooh, 2 XP.
Mm-hmm.
Fancy.
I'm only 11 away from more skill points.
For narrowly escaping the clutches of Harvario.
Yeah.
But a narrow escape.
No. Oh, it happened.
Thank you very much.
Saving it.
Oh boy.
Hey Ethan, why don't we have a memes subfolder in our Pinterest?
Oh, we should definitely have a meme subfolder.
Absolutely.
Getting this fixed.
He's like, thank you so much for bringing this to my attention. You do that right now.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, Ben's got to add some outfits for Victor and Tom at some point too.
True. I could do that. Do you guys have that pinned somewhere?
I think we did.
Well, it's pinned in my Pinterest.
That doesn't help me too much.
I think we could wrap the stream at this point, guys.
Oh,
Yes.
true.
We're just talking Pinterest.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, enjoy our Pinterest rambling about our fashion collection, I guess.
And now
it's important.
What's memes?
Thank you to all the viewers. Have a good night.
Sayonara.